Hi, and welcome to another episode of Tool Talk. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner. This show brought to you by Unger and WindowCleaningResource.com. Well, today I want to talk to you about a product that doesn't get a whole lot of mention, especially when people are having their conversations regarding your cleaning solutions. There's what's known in the industry as the soap wars, where people discuss the pros and cons of using a designer brand such as Titan Labs GG4 versus dish soap, and there's this whole thing that goes back and forth about that, the pros and cons. But like I said, one product that doesn't really get a whole lot of mention in these battles is another designer brand from Unger. In this particular case, it's Unger Easy Glide. Now I've been using this soap now for the last 3+ weeks. I've been using it on all types of jobs, commercial jobs that I do regularly, once every couple of weeks, to commercial jobs that I do once a month or once every quarterly, whatever. I've used it on houses that haven't been done in years, including old storm windows that you have to take apart and can be really quite dirty inside. So I feel like I've pretty much given it the full battle of tests you'd want any product to go under before really making a definite decision on. So let me talk to you about some of the characteristics of this product. Now the first thing I noticed as soon as I opened up the cap was that it had a fragrance that really took me back to the 80s, back when I was about 16 there, and put on the old Aqua Velva, date night or whatever. So in other words, it has a fragrance of maybe a slightly cheap cologne, or aftershave should I say. And some people might like the smell, some people might not. For me, I could take it or leave it, but it's not a big deal. It's not something that makes me feel nauseous or anything smelling. It's not my favorite fragrance anyway. So aside from that, how is it as a cleaner? Well, first of all, I can tell you that as a cleaner, it does a pretty banged up job. The only thing that it has a little trouble with is maybe old greasy fingerprints that have been sitting on the glass for a while. You just have to go over it a few more times. Other than that, the rest, dusty glass, just general dirt, pollution and whatnot, seems to come off, pretty adequately. Now there is a characteristic to this product in the fact that in the name it says Easy Glide. Now a lot of times when people are discussing about their window cleaning solutions, it always comes down to what works well for cleaning the glass and then what works well for giving you enough glide for your squeegee to glide nice along the glass. And I have to admit that using this product under the directions on the label, which is only showing straight strokes, the glide is just fantastic. In actual fact, after mixing up a fresh batch of solution, you can already tell there's going to be lots of glide in it. Even when you're applying the scrubber, I noticed the scrubber, there's almost no drag at all going across the glass. And like I said, doing straight pulls, nice, very little friction if any, nice glide. The only time I have a problem with the glide, however, is when I want to do any kind of move aside, above and beyond the straight pulls. If I want to do any kind of fanning technique or, Z method, N method, whatever, the Oompa Loompa, the glide is what I would call inconsistent. That is, you can be going along fanning nice, and then all of a sudden, a lot of friction, and then slip. Sort of like, walking along a snowy path where, you have a certain amount of resistance, but then you hit a patch of ice, and then you get the slip. And, not something you want. Now, there's ways to get around this, ways to improve the performance. One thing I've noticed is when you do mix up your batch, mix it well. Don't just stir it with your hand a little bit. Give it a good mix. It really needs to be mixed up well. As you're working, and the solution starts to get dirty as you dip your dirty wand back in, I notice the performance goes down rather quickly. That is, the glide and the cleaning just seems to, starts to diminish quickly. So what I've discovered is that if you continually mix once in a while when you're working, it sort of brings up that slip, brings up the detergent. It's almost like as if the detergent is almost settling. So if you're someone like me who likes to just sometimes dip the top of your wand in the water just to get it wet and apply it to the windows, if you're doing that for an hour, you're going to find that after a while you don't seem to be putting much soap on the glass. So like I say, just mix it up a little bit, mix it up, once or twice in an hour, just give it a little go, or even every time you dip your wand, if you want to just give it a little bit of a shake in there, it'll actually sort of reactivate the soap. or detergent, if you will. One last characteristic of this product that I want to talk about is the fact that alcohol is one of the ingredients in this product. Now, what does alcohol do? Besides, being pretty good for cleaning, it also evaporates rather quickly. So, whether or not this product would work very well on a hot sunny day, cleaning windows in the sun, I'm not too sure about that. I think, if you're like right up there nose to glass, you might be okay. But I'm going to have to give it another test this summer on a really hot day and just, do an update or something and just sort of see how long this stays wet on the glass. One other thing to make a note of is that when it is on the glass, it looks pretty clear. It's, similar to Glass Clean 4. However, if it dries on the glass or it dries on the frame, it does look pretty, ugly. It doesn't matter whether you're using dish soap, Titan Labs GG4, or Easy Glide. Anything that dries on the glass is going to look ugly. But the fact is, many people out there have only used dish soap. And when they switch to the designer brand, because it's so clear on the glass sometimes, they're not used to really using their window cleaner eyes that well. And there just might be a little spot here and there where they didn't quite get it all squeegeed off. You miss it because it looks clear, and then you come back later and you say, oh, look at that horrible run there, or whatever. So it's something really you gotta keep an eye on. So if you're interested in checking out Unger Easy Glide's cleaning solution, why not take a trip up to windowcleaningresource.com? They have some of the best prices on window cleaning tools anywhere. Have a good one. Bye for now.